Hello and welcome to this edition of TMA's Farm Margin Talk. This is Devin Schierling, Grain Marketing Manager for TMA. So as we look at our Farm Margin Index for July the 20th, 2012, you'll see once again we saw a very big increase in corn and bean profitability, with 2012 corn nearly hitting $700 of profitability at different points throughout the week, with in dryland corn topping out around that $300 range. I want to draw your attention to wheat there, where 2013 bid, you're looking at anywhere between $75 and $133 an acre of potential profit out there. And even going out to 2014, now that's a long ways out there, but there still are profits available. But drawing ourselves back to corn for a half a second, if you have any questions, make sure right now you know how your crop insurance policy works, and when you're looking ready to make those decisions, should I chop my corn, should I harvest it, if you need some help with that, get a hold of one of our crop insurance specialists to walk you through the true value of that growing crop out there in that field. So once again, this just shows you how we look at our profit per acres based off of new crop cash prices at Groveland, Kansas. So I think this picture sums it up right now. Most of us are driving home and we see a lot of our crops in distress from lack of rain, too much heat, and we figure if we just put our head in the sand, everything will be better come harvest time. And we're taking that approach when it comes to new crop wheat right now. We're not wanting to do anything because it's hot and dry, and our mind is away from locking in that profit when it's available. And so what I want to do is kind of give you a quick crop nutrient / wheat profitability update. So let's talk about a couple of assumptions. Number one, if we assume a 125 0 NPK ratio, in an average crop nutrient expense of about $73.90, what that comes out to be is 9.23 bushels of wheat to cover your fertilizer expenses. Because as we've seen in the past, that our fertilizer prices or crop nutrient expense is directly correlated to commodity prices, and more specifically to corn. So making sure we get this locked in, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here on the next slide. But if you have an average APH on your farm of 45 bushels an acre, you buy an 85% policy, that guarantees you 38.25 bushels of production that you can market and sell. So by selling 9.23 bushels, which would cover your crop nutrient expense, you still have 75% of your guaranteed bushels left to sell and cover the balance of your expenses, and then also your profit on your farm. So is 9.23 bushels, what does that mean? So I put it into this graphs picture. So from 2006 to today, as you can see, 9.23 bushels an acre is the blue line right here. And so really only 30% of the time have you been able to use less bushels to lock in your fertilizer needs. Now that doesn't mean this is perfect for your farm, but this is another index to give you confidence of locking in that profit if it meets your expectations. Now, I got an email today from the New York Times, and it showed the drought intensity. And this is another one of those things that keeps moving our marketplace, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. So this is the green circles show the most intense in our area years, and as you can see, we are approaching some of those years that we don't like to talk about. 1934, 1936, 1988. Those are all years where we saw the intensity right over the top of us. So just something to look at. If you want more information, follow that link that's up there. So what's causing the market to move? Well, we talked about it right now. Weather, and then we're rationing that demand. Because if we're going to have short crops, we are just going to continue to see these prices work to ration demand here in the U.S. and throughout the world. So for more additional information, feel free to contact your TMA grain marketing or crop insurance specialist. Thank you and have a great weekend.